Hi everyone, this is a show and tell of the Cosmos Tarot and Oracle deck. Sorry about the angle, this is my first video. It is done very amateurishly on a mini iPad, which angle I can't control. So this is the box which I've opened earlier because it is a little difficult to open. It's a really good sturdy box. Oh gosh, that's really close, isn't it? So it goes up like that. I'll just lift the camera so you can have a look. It has 3 compartments, the book, the oracle, and the tarot decks over here. Initially when I opened this up I thought we were missing a bunch of majors, but the majors are stacked up here with the oracle. I think it's a total of 100 cards, so 50-50, and that's the book. It's pretty, I like it's matte, and I haven't really read the book, so this is really more of a reveal, show and tell, more than a review. So the deck of cards, just put that back. Initially I like thick stock cards. This is a bit, to my personal opinion, is a bit thin, but a lot of people seems to like it. But so I think this is a bit thin, and if you can see the edges, I think it's cut a certain way so that it bent that way. So I think the cutting goes this way, so there's pressure curves around the edges and you can feel it, especially if you shovel cards like me, so that edges is slightly just elevated, just ever so slightly. It is, the cardstock's on the shiny side, so it's shiny but not super shiny. I don't think I leave thumbprint. My thumbprint test is how I test whether a cardstock is super shiny. So you could see a little bit of thumbprint there, but it's not too bad. I shuffle my deck sideways most of the times. I don't riffle shuffle. So thin cardstocks, it's of no use to me, of no help. I'll move this aside. Shuffle my card that way. So I'll just quickly do a flip through. I think this is, oops, that's upside down. This is definitely its own system. I haven't really had the chance to take a look at this properly, but I think the meaning of the cards is based on the constellation of the stars, as you can see there. And so instead of the meaning corresponding to the traditional tarot element, number and suits, I think I found the correspondence to be more between the constellation of the stars and what that means. So this could easily be an oracle deck, even though it's 78 cards and it is named on the traditional tarot system, but I think the correspondence is as such that elementally, numerologically, and in terms of astrology wise as well, I think the correspondences aren't as we understand them traditionally. So I'm just going to quickly flip through the cards. This is interesting. The Emperor is Leo instead of Aries. Reputation, showmanship, chivalry and loyalty. So I think the Magician is the Aries, which is an interesting swap. I don't really like their first deck. I think this current collaboration, the art is varied enough, but at the same time it feels like it belongs in the same vein, while their earlier deck, I think, is it just feels really disjointed in terms of style. You can tell the art here has each of them has a very different feel to them. You can tell it's made by different artists, but at the same time it feels like a cohesive deck. Death. I always have a look at the death card in every deck to see if I like a deck. I'm not quite sure about this particular artwork. I think this is probably one of my least favorite, but anyway. There's the Aries there, the Magician. Leadership, impulse, the first opportunity. Isn't that interesting? So, I mean, we do live in a democratic world, I suppose now. The power really is in the individual level, and so that makes sense. The Magician in us. The Magician probably in a modern, more democratic world represents this sort of vibe more than the Emperor, really. I mean, the Emperor these days don't really have much power, do they? That's an interesting one. 8 of Fire. So that would be 8 of Wands, assuming fire is allocated to wands or baton or, minor sacrifice for something important. So that's an interesting one. 9 of Fire again, ritual, ceremony, and sacrifice. I really have to sit down with this card and the handbook, I think, a bit more before I can really make up my mind about this deck beyond visual qualities. So I like the look of it, I like the feel of it so far. I just wish the cardstock's a little thicker, to be honest, but yeah, there's a lot of animal being hurt in this deck, so if you're an animal lover, be prepared. Queen of Fire, consequence of arrogance, vanity, and pride, which is that's an interesting yeah, I have to think about that. Foolish involvement in petty actions, 7 of Air. That would be 7 of Swords, wouldn't it? That reminds me of the Happy Tarot. I don't have that deck, but I've seen a lot of its images. 7 of Water. That'd be 7 of Cups. See, I see this as 7 of for some reason I want to say 7 of Swords. In any case, misdirected aggression, mistakes, pity. Let's definitely give you a lot to think about this deck. shown you the back? No, I haven't. It's reversible. I don't really like the back. It's kind of, I think they could make it a little bit more interesting, but you know. Quite like that. Judgment. That's an interesting take on judgment. I think the keywords are very helpful, especially when it appears to be its own system. So the keywords on each cards are definitely helpful. It makes a difference to understanding the cards. And so just using the keywords, even without reading the handbook or the booklet there, you could potentially just study it using the keywords. That's the Devil, Andromeda, burden, baggage, self-oppression. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, I think I'm going to end this here. This is my verse video, and this is highly experimental, so I better not make it too long. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.